Hello and welcome to my video today. If you are not aware, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, has announced a recall of the Fisker Ocean. This is the fourth recall in the last month. Here is the website, nhtsa.gov, and I'll have the full link for it in the video description. If I scroll down here, you can see that there's 4 recalls. The first of which is on the bottom here, and it occurred on June 5th of this year, and it says it has a loss of drive power. This is referring to the loss of drive power due to the motor control unit and the vehicle control unit in certain driving situations, and this has been remedied in the over-the-air update 2.1. The second recall also occurred on June 5th, and it says incorrectly displayed warning lights, and this is concerned with the incorrect font size for the warning lights on the driver's screen. This is also supposed to be fixed with the over-the-air software update 2.1. If I move up, the third recall occurred on June 20th, and it says door handles can stick and fail to open. And this covers the possibility of the exterior door handles that can stick and fail to open. This may require replacement door handles if they fail an inspection. So this may possibly require a hardware replacement for the Fisker Ocean. So this is kind of serious compared to the first 2 that can be fixed with software. And if I go up to the top here, on July 2nd, it says water pump failure can cause loss of drive power. And this is the one that I'm concerned with today, and it's the water pump recall. I'm going to cover this in detail, so let's get started. If I click the plus button here, it lists some more information about the recall, which I'll go over in detail in the documents that are provided. There are 4 documents: a safety bulletin, the manufacturer notice, recall acknowledgement, and the recall 573 report. I'm going to start with the recall acknowledgement first, and here is that document. Let me scroll down a little bit. This letter serves to acknowledge Fisker Group Inc.'s notification to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration of a safety recall which will be conducted pursuant to federal law for the products listed below. Please review the following information. And then let's go further down. Components, electrical system, propulsion system, traction battery, management system, energy control module, BMS, BECM. Potential number of units affected, 7,545. Problem description. Fisker Group Inc. is recalling all 2023 to 2024 Ocean vehicles. A communication failure with the cabin electric water pump can cause the high voltage battery management system to enter limp mode, causing a loss of drive power. Consequence: a sudden loss of drive power increases the risk of a crash. Remedy: Fisker will replace the pumps free of charge. Owner notification letters are expected to be mailed August 23rd, 2024. Owners may contact Fisker customer service, and so on. Notes: owners may also contact the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration Vehicle Safety Hotline, and that number is right there. So let's keep on going. And this is detailed information that is required on Fisker's part. Not a whole lot here for the owners. And that's about it for this letter. Here's the next document, Part 573, Safety Recall Report. And as you can see, this is dated July 2nd, 2024. Fisker is launching a voluntary safety recall campaign to address the potential safety concern affecting all Fisker Ocean vehicles. And as we mentioned, the cabin electric water pump. Here's more detail here. A problem has been identified with the high voltage battery management system BMS limp mode, which is designed to limit battery power to 8.5 kilowatts. This limp mode is activated when there is a communication loss on the vehicle's local interconnect network 6 or LIN 6 bus. The root cause of this communication loss is a failure in the cabin electric water pump. To ensure the safety and reliability of vehicles, Fisker is proactively addressing this issue through this recall campaign. Then it shows production dates, February 9th, 2023 through March 13th, 2024. Description of the defect. Fisker is launching a voluntary safety recall campaign, as we mentioned, and keep on going here. And basically this is the same thing. Description of the safety risk. There may be a safety concern regarding the vehicle's performance when it enters limp mode. In this mode, the vehicle's maximum battery power is restricted to 8.5 kilowatts, which consequently limits the vehicle's speed to a range of 10 to 20 miles per hour. This reduced speed can create hazardous conditions, particularly in scenarios where higher speeds are necessary to keep pace with traffic or maneuver safely. For instance, on highways or busy roads, the inability to accelerate beyond this limited speed could lead to dangerous situations as other drivers may not anticipate such a reduction in speed. This mismatch in speeds can increase the likelihood of accidents, thereby elevating the risk of injury to the vehicle's occupants as well as other road users. Additionally, this limitation can impede the vehicle's ability to perform evasive maneuvers, further exacerbating the potential for dangerous situations. And same description here. Here's something interesting. The 8.5 kilowatt power limit remains in effect indefinitely until a key cycle occurs, although the vehicle is likely to fault again during the next key cycle. The power never drops to 0 kilowatts. There's always a battery telltale indicator, and sometimes a battery issue service needed message appears. Although this does not happen in every case, all affected vehicles will have the cabin electric water pump replaced. Here's the information. It's called the LHS cabin electric water pump. It's an electric water pump with the component number FM29302000022A. Supplier information, Johnson Electric International, and that's their information. Then we get a chronology of information here. We have the first customer report, it looks like, in November 14, 2023. And we have other info here. I'm not going to go into all this detail, but it appears that they figured out the root cause. There's a test by the supplier, and that the new pumps have been specified. And then it talks about the voluntary recall. Now we have the description of remedy. Replace all cabin electric water pumps in production with new parts with improved conformal coating coverage. Improve conformal coating coverage on the printed circuit board assembly to cover resistor R11. So from what I've heard, there has been an issue with the circuit board getting moisture on it and failing. So it appears that they have fixed the circuit board with more water resistant coating on it so that this does not happen. And then let's see, on March 17, 2024, clean point at supplier manufacturing plant. So it looks like they have those pumps in production. Recall schedule. They estimate notification of owners on August 25th. And that's all the information that's on this document. Let's go to the next one. Next we have the mandatory stop sale and delivery. Fisker recall campaign TSB 300-32401 electric water pump. And this is given to all the sales departments of the dealers. And it mentions about the effective immediately and until further notice, all vehicles have a mandatory stop sale hold. Do not sell or offer for sale lease any vehicle including in this hold. Stop sale information. Basically it's covering the same information that we've seen before. stating that they'll have to replace these water pumps before the vehicle can go back on sale again. That's about it for this document. And now let's move on to the final one right here. So this is the technical service bulletin document, and what this is for is it's sent out to all the service center and repair personnel that will be doing this recall. So if we look through here, it gives more detail, talks about the cabin electric water pump, and all this we've seen before, the recall number, perform the procedure outlined in this TSB on all affected vehicles before customer delivery, will require cabin electric water pump replacement. Total vehicles impacted on here lists 11,308, which is in addition to the vehicles that have been already sold. Situation: vehicle goes to limp mode due to cabin electric water pump. Pressing hard on the accelerator will not translate to higher torque. On the driver display, HV battery telltale is active with warning, and vehicle can be driven for a few meters. A voluntary safety recall to replace Johnson Electric cabin electric water pumps. And let's see. Correction, all vehicles. So there we go. Now this is the interesting one. Part identification. Replacement water pump is identified by a stamp date of 02/22/2024 or later. See pic below. And on this photo you can see on the left hand side here there is a date of 7/18/2023, which is in the affected water pumps. So this is a failed or potentially failing pump due to the circuit board. The one on the right shows a date of 04/02/2024, and this one is good. So that is important to know. If you do have a vehicle that was after this date that has these dates on them, then I think you're good. Interesting that I wonder if people can look in their vehicles and see the dates on these pumps, at least on a pump that's visible. There are 4 pumps in the Fisker Ocean all-wheel drive versions and 3 pumps in the front-wheel drive versions, by the way. And here's the part identification number, and they have the FM 29302000022A left-hand drive cabin electric water pump, and there's also another part FM 29302000103A for right-hand drive cabin electric. So there is 2 different part numbers depending on your vehicle location. If you're in an area like the UK with right-hand drive, you're going to have this part number that's going to be in the recall. For North America, it's going to be the first one. This diagram here shows the rough area of where this is located in the vehicle. This right up here is the front bumper area, and this is the radiator. So this right here is the 12-volt battery, so it's just behind the 12-volt battery. And I'll have more pictures later on in the video describing this. So this talks about the replacement, tools required, and parts. So you're going to need a clamp remover, pinch-off pliers, and the diagnostic tool, or fast tool. Parts are the new water pump and coolant. This gives us some information on the removal instructions. So this basically talks about lifting up the vehicle on the jack points and opening the hood. We know how that works. Removing the 2 bolts that could keep the hood in place. Opening the hood. Remove the surge tank cap. So this is the tank, also known as a reservoir, and this will feed into that coolant loop that pump is working in. So you're going to loosen the cap, raise the vehicle until the wheels are just clear of the ground, and check the position of lift arms. This whole underbody cover needs to be removed to get access to the water pump. And here's another diagram showing the water pump down here. This has to be removed from under the vehicle. There's no access from above in the under hood area. Locate water pump, and you have a picture right there. Allow cooling system to cool completely before proceeding. Release clamps and secure coolant by using pinching pliers on the water pump hoses. Be prepared to catch any excess fluid. Disconnect harness connector from water pump. Slide water pump left and remove from bracket. And then installation is reverse of removal procedure, including a coolant level check and top up. So there's the coolant level check. After replacing the water pump and reconnecting the hoses, visually check the coolant level. Fill the tank to the max level indicator. Operate the water pump using the after sales service tool. Allow the pump to run for 5 minutes. If required, top up the surge tank to max level. Reinstall the surge tank cap and wipe clean any spillages. And then we close the hood. Warning about the locking pin on the hood. And that is it for the procedure. It actually seems like a fairly straightforward removal procedure. I am almost guessing if you had a replacement pump and gave these directions to most any auto shop, they could do this pretty easily. Warranty information. The information provided below must be used when completing the work order item associated with the complaint and repair, covered under the terms of the Fisker Vehicle Limited Warranty. It actually gives a labor time of 0.7 hours, so less than 1 full hour for the replacement estimate. That is all there is for the TSB. So that's all 4 documents. Just a quick run through. Let me go over some more information that I want to discuss. Here's a diagram I showed you earlier. Here's the front of the vehicle. Here's the radiator and the fan area. The 12-volt battery is kind of in this vicinity right here that I'm circling. And as mentioned, there's the reservoir tank that feeds into the coolant loop here. And this coolant loop is for the heater and for the cabin area. There are other water pumps in the vehicle. And as you can see right here, this is for the drivetrain. We have the front-wheel drive, and we have the all-wheel drive that has both. Also, we have the other over here. This is for the energy storage. So this has me thinking, if this one is under recall and all 4 of these water pumps are fairly similar, why are not all 4 of these also part of the recall? Because these are all very important. This is drivetrain related. So that is one big question I'm worried about, is if this fails, these also most likely can fail due to the same issue of moisture getting on the printed circuit board. So I'm interested to know if this is something that is also going to be expanded to include the other water pumps. It's not certain at this time what is going to happen with that. So I guess stay tuned and we'll find out. Another thing that's interesting is that for this repair, that the water pump has to be accessed from underneath the car, so it has to be on a lift. So that is definitely going to be something that the average owner will not be able to do themselves. In case there is an issue with Fisker not being able to do this repair. There's also issues of when the repair parts are going to be available and who's paying for these replacement pumps. It most likely seems that the Johnson company will be footing the bill for this, because anytime you see a recall due to a part failure, it's usually the subcontractor part manufacturer that will pay for that and supply the fixed version. I think as far as paying for this replacement water pump, I don't think there's an issue about that. That will be the contractor that is going to be doing that. Fisker, on the other hand, is going to be needing to coordinate the replacement service, and that's where the big question mark is, especially during the bankruptcy proceedings. Next thing I want to show you is the water pump itself. Coincidentally, I purchased 4 water pumps on eBay from a wrecking company that has a few Fisker Oceans that they're parting out and having the parts on sale on eBay. So I purchased 4 of these about 2 weeks ago, and I haven't done a video yet on them. I'm going to be doing a more in-depth look at the coolant system and talking about the 3 coolant loops and the 3 or 4 water pumps that are involved in that system. So look for that coming at a future date. But here is the pump itself. It's actually pretty small. It fits in my hand, as you can see right here. Pretty compact. There's the inlet and outlet areas that you can see those caps on right here. I'm not going to open these up because there may still be liquid inside here and I don't want that to get on anything. But if I turn it over to this side and show you the date, let me see if I can get that in focus. You can see that this one up top has a date of 4/11/2023, so it is pretty old. This is off a VIN that is, I don't have the VIN on me right now, but this vehicle was about 1,000 miles of usage before it got into an accident and was totaled. So as you can see, this area here is the heat spreader on top. And if I unscrew these screws right here, there's most likely going to be a circuit board under here because this is where the power inlet goes. So most likely in this area here, there's a printed circuit board, and then the pump itself is on this side. You can see the little indentation of the pump. Let me get a better view right there for you. So if I feel especially industrious, I may take this apart in a video and show you more detail about it and what makes it tick. So I have an extra one of these. I was hoping to have 4 extra water pumps in case something happened to my car, but if this is also a defective water pump, it's kind of a waste to purchase this, but that's what I do on my channel. I spend money to make videos. So I did this to save you some money. Don't go buying these right yet. So that's about it for this video. I just want to cover the recall itself, the details that were sent in these documents. If we learn any more about this recall, I'll definitely do a follow-up video on this and let you know how it's going. But seriously, I think this is a fairly important issue for the vehicles because this can happen to anyone. The failure of this water pump basically kills the vehicle. You can't drive it for any distance or speed. And I have been following the experience of Holly on the Facebook groups and her several months of dealing with this issue. So if it happens to your Ocean, it's pretty much non-operable until it's replaced. So far, I think this has only affected a very small number of vehicles, and I'll update my channel as I hear more news. As mentioned earlier, I'm going to have more detailed video coming soon showing the coolant system, including the 3 loops and 4 pumps on the Fisker Ocean, and stay tuned for that one. Please like and subscribe so that you can stay updated on my latest videos. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hello there. Somebody was pretty sleepy during the making of this video.